Namo Arhantaram, Namo Siddharam, Namo Airiyadam, Namo Uvachayadam, Namo Loe Savasahudam. Mangalam Bhagwan Viro, Mangalam Gautamo Gani, Mangalam Kunda Kundatyo, Jaina Dharmostu Mangalam. सर्वमंगल्य मांगल्यम सर्वकल्याणकारकम प्रधानम सर्वधर्माणां जैनम जयतु शासनम जैनम जयतु शासनम जैनम जयतु शासनम. So we are trying to make some understanding about the Jainism, and we started with the great character that our five Parmeshtis have. And then we moved to know about what the omniscient Bhagwan, the Arhantas and Siddhas with their Keval Gyan know about and what do they tell us. And in that sequence, we learned about the six substances. We have Jiva, we have Pudgal, Dharma, Adharma, Akash, and Kal, which constitute this world, this whole cosmos that we all dwell in. So we have Jiva, the knower. Pudgal is the matter that we can see all around us. Dharmastika is the medium of motion. Adharmastika is the medium of rest. Akash is the endless space that we have, and the Kal is the time, which is the basic fundamental reason why there is always change happening around us, within us, right? And to establish that how do these six substances work, we learned about the divine constitution, the eternal constitution, which is governed by these six common attributes. We call these in Hindi Samanya Gunas. These are the Samanya Gunas. So each and every substance have these common attributes. And because of these common attributes, this whole cosmos comes into its existence as we know it. Okay, so what we learned from existence, from Astitva, we learned very simple basic facts with all these different kind of attributes. Let's quickly recall all those principles that we have learned by learning these six common attributes. So first, the Astitva. We have Astitva attribute, and what does it tell us? That we do not need a creator. There is no creator, right? Because we all exist by ourselves. And if there is a creator who is the reason for our existence, then we'll have to see that what is the reason for his existence. And then whatever will that reason be, we'll have to further inquire that who created that particular reason. And then it will go endlessly and it will never end. We'll always be looking for somebody who has created that thing which has created the God, right? So it's never ending quest. If we make somebody our creator, then the question arises that who created that person? Then whatever created that person, who created that person? Whoever created that person, who created that person? It's an endless quest. So it's better that we take comfort in the fact that just like there is nobody who can actually make this space, there is nobody who can create time, because whoever will be creating time will be doing that on time. He himself will require some time to do it. It means that the time will always pre-exist that person. Similarly, the space, whoever creates something will need space. Without, like, whoever has begun to create the universe, he must be creating it by living in some sort of space. So who created that space which was consumed by that person? So therefore, since time and space, they cannot be created by anybody, they are eternal. And just like we are very comfortable in accepting the fact that the space and time, they are not created by anybody, why don't we take comfort in this fact? Just like the space and time, we all are too eternal. There is no creator who has created us. So there is nobody who can create us. And therefore, the Jainism does not believe in any God who creates the world. There is nobody to whom we bow down to because of his mercy that he brought us into existence. No, there is nobody who's the creator. So Astitva told us about that there is no creator, and then it again told us that there is no preserver, and then there is no destroyer. Correct? Can you recall the names of the Trinity that is very famous in Hindu philosophy? If anybody can recall, we tried understanding the names of the divine Trinity. Jia, can you recall?
The Hindu one.
Yeah, sorry.
The Hindu.
Yeah. So there are three famous gods that Hindus believe who are responsible for this existence. Can you name those gods? It's very famous. One is Brahma, the creator. The other is Vishnu, the preserver, and the Mahesh, he is the destroyer. In Jainism, we change the names and we change their characteristics as well. So the Brahma is nothing but the Utpada, the constant rise of change. Each moment I am having a change, I'm undergoing a change. So a new thing is coming up, a new pariyai is coming up. That is the reason that I am into the existence. So that's Utpad. The Vishnu is the person who sustains. So I am sustained by myself. I say it's Dravya. And the Mahesh is the destroyer. So if a new Pariyai has to come up, the old Pariyai has to go, has to leave. So that's called the Vyay, the destruction. So if I have to become young, it's very important that my childhood days passed by. So I cannot be an old person and a child at the same time. I'll either be a 5-year-old or 50-year-old. So to be 50-year-old, the 49-year-old Anubhav has to die. So he will die and transform into, and the Utpad of 50-year-old Anubhav will come up, right? So rather than Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh being any person, we generally consider them to be the essential way in which the dravyas work. Okay, so Astitva Guns told us that okay, there is no need to freak out, there is no need to worry. We Nobody can create any harm to us. We'll never die. There is no death. We only transform. There is nothing as somebody killed someone, somebody destroyed someone. There is no substance that can be destroyed because of Astitva Guna. So, very fascinating thing happened that we came to know about this cosmos, that in this cosmos, not even a single substance passes away. So if I go back like infinite years, if I go back to those infinite years back, even in that time, if I count the total number of substances, that number will tally to what the number of substances are there today. So in this whole process over these years, not even a single dravya will be lost because of Astitva Guna. So it makes us fearless. We need not worry about somebody harming us, because there is no provision in this whole constitution of the world that a substance can be destroyed. Okay, fine. That was Astitva. What was Vastitva doing? Vastitva was making our existence significant, right? We have existence, but it signified existence. So I am a jiva. I exist because I'm a conscious being. I can know, I can perceive, I can feel. The matter cannot do any of these things. So the significance of my existence is that I'm the perceiver, I'm the knower. Similarly, the space exists because it provides for space to all of us so that we all live together. So it's the significance of the existence of space is explained by Bhaktitva Guna. What does Dravitva Guna says? That I am self-sufficient. means I have been allotted some responsibility which adds significance to my existence. Am I capable to perform that duty? If I have been entrusted with the responsibility to know and perceive, so am I dependent on somebody to know for my ability to know, to perform my duty to know? No, I'm self-sufficient. I know. Even a child who has just taken birth, it, that child knows. Even if it's a child of a duck, if it's a child of a cow who just have arrived on this earth, even nobody teaches that child to know. We all, the living beings, the conscious beings, were self-sufficient, and we do not require any fuel so that we know. It all happens automatically. We have, by default, we have this natural capacity, the natural ability to know, to do things that are entrusted to us, allotted to us, the basic quality that Vastutva has defined. So I exist, my existence is not in vain, and I am very much self-sufficient, capable to perform my duties that add significance to my existence. Okay, so this Astitva Vastutva and Dravyatva, they told me that okay, I exist and this existence has some meaning. But then I needed some insurance. So came the next quality, next attribute of Agru Lagutva. What does it say? That see, if I have to remain constant, if I have to remain eternal, if I do not have to die ever, then I'll have to ensure that all the qualities that I have, I keep them preserved forever. So none of my attributes should go away from myself, and I should never be wanting or willing to have other person's attribute which I imbibe in myself. No. So our Guru Lagutva Gun says that because of this gun, not even a single new attribute will be added to soul, or not any one attribute that already exists in the soul can be left out. It will die, or it will go bad, it will turn bad. No, it will never happen in that way. Agru Lagutva Gun will keep that Dravya always at its best with all its attribute contained safely in it, in its own existence. So Agru Lagutva is sort of assurance that yes, none of my qualities, this eternal timeline in which I'll be living because of Astitva, my nature will not change over time. There will never come a time where, due to my ignorance, I'll turn myself into a Pudgal Dravya. So a Jeev will never become or turn into Pudgal. Pudgal will never transform into Dharma. Dharma will never transform into Adharma. Adharma will never transform into Kal or space. So why all these transformation, intersubstantial transformations are not happening? It's because of Agrula Gun. Though the Dravya exists forever, but all its qualities, they remain intact. They cannot be separated. So that's the assurance that one Dravya does not trans, get transformed into another. Fine, that was the basic function of Agrula Guna. What if there is no Agrula Guna? So today I'm being known as Anubhav, the Jiva. Tomorrow you'll be calling me Anubhav, the Pudgala. Because over the time I lost my ability to know. So now I am not a knower anymore. And I have developed the qualities of sparsh, touch, taste, smell, color. Then I am transformed into a Putkal Dravya. But Agrulagatva will never let it happen. So Astitva says that I will exist, and Agrulagatva says I will exist as I am today. I'll exist as it is, as the nature of this thing is right now. It will remain the same over the years, over the timeline. Okay? And then if I am a substance, what do I need? I need my own house. I need my own address. That address is given by Pradeshatva Guna. What it says, everything that exists, it has its own shape. So it defines my shape. So if I have qualities, those qualities. If let's say, if I've brought some fruits from the market, I need some space to keep those fruits, right? If I've brought books from the market, I need a shelf where I can keep that book. Similarly, if a substance has qualities, then we need, if the qualities have their existence, we need to know where are they kept. They need to have their own address, right? So everything that has a physical existence will automatically have its own space that it will occupy. Pradeshatva guna ensures that we all have shapes as well. So if you expand the soul, the shape comes equal to the dimensions of this 3 volt, 343 cubic Raju. And as of now, if you'll ask me where do I dwell right now, I dwell inside this body. I'm here, I'm very much here. The soul of Anubhav is this, within this body. So the soul, if you stretch it, it can stretch over the 3 worlds. That's its actual shape. And at present, it dwells within the body. So that's Pradeshatva Guna. Okay. And then the last guna that we talked about in the last class, the amazing guna, it was the Prameyatva Guna. Prameyatva Guna says that, okay, you're talking about so many things. You're saying there are 6 substances. You're telling they all have these great attributes of Utpad, Vyay, and Dravya. You're saying that they have their own distinct job to do. You're saying that they are capable of doing their own work. They all have shape. They all will never lose any of their qualities. But how do you know about it? How can you say about all these substances so confidently? So the answer is because each and every substance had the chip of Prameyatva Guna, which makes those dravyas identifiable or knowable by the Gyan. So the Gyan is the knower, and all these dravyas who have Prameyatva Guna, they are the Gyeya, the knowables. So the knower knows the things that can be known. So all these things become the knowable things, the Gyeya. And therefore, the Gyan's power will be equal to the availability of the knowables, of the Gyeya. So you bring 1000 Gyeya, the Gyan is capable of knowing those 1000 Gyes. If you bring infinite Gyes, if the Gyan is strong enough, it should be able to know all of those things, all the knowables. And therefore, Prameyatva Gun also leads to the uh, like it actually verifies the existence of Keval Gyan, because all these substances of this world, they can be known because they have Prameyatva Gun, and Prameyatva Gun aids Gyan. It helps Gyan in knowing the things. So a Gyan, which is the healthiest Gyan, will be the one which can know all the dravyas that have Prameyatva Gun. And that Gyan will be called Keval Gyan or omniscience. Right? This is what we learned about these 6 substances. Any question in this? Any question, any doubts, anything that we did not understand? Anybody has any doubt? Okay, so can I ask a few questions now? Okay, so it's all in here. I'm going to put some questions. Let's talk about the first thing. If I say that Adi has hurt me, he by not behaving well. Okay, Adi, right? Can you say that it's wrong? It is not possible that you have hurt me? And if you'll say so, how you can say that using these 6 common attributes? Adi, you have hurt me. Tell me now. To make it better, you'll have to answer this question.
Would it be that is it because you think your body has been hurt?
Sorry?
Is it because your body has been hurt? in your senses. It's
I'm just saying, do you have the power to harm me? Can you harm me? Can you create any harm to me? Yes or no? What if I tease you right now and I use very, very, very strong words and I scold you? Will you get hurt?
well, no,
Or will you not?
no. My soul wouldn't.
Oh, that would be okay. So even if I scold you and if I tell you to pay attention, you'll not feel bad. I'm telling you to do certain things in front of so many people.
My body would, but my soul wouldn't.
So your body will get hurt. You will not get hurt. Oh wow. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so let's take this case. If I have headache, so the body is in pain or the soul is in pain? Let's see. Soham, I would want an answer from you in this. If I have
Yeah.
severe headache, migraine, okay, the body is in pain or the soul is in pain?
The body is in pain because your soul isn't affected, because there isn't creator, preserver, or destroyer.
Are you sure the body is in pain?
Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
headache couldn't be a part of your soul. It would just be something that's affecting.
The head, yes, head is the part of the body, right? That's very, very obvious, right? But the
Yeah,
pain, the person who feels pain, that person who feels pain, that person is this body or the soul?
the body.
See, if you have a car and it has run out of gas, it has run out of gas. So the car is now thirsty, it's hungry right now, it will feel famished, it has run out of fuel, gas.
Yeah,
The car. So it will go good. And now, as of now, it's empty stomach, must be feeling famished. Does the car feel the pain of hunger when it's without fuel? The tank is empty. Yes or no? Tell me, Soham, what happens?
I, I couldn't hear you. I think your internet went out.
Sorry.
I couldn't hear you.
My question is, you have a car and now that car has run out of fuel. So it's actually empty. Its tank is now empty. Correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Does it feel hungry now? Because it does not have anything in its stomach. The tank is the stomach of car, right?
But no, the car wouldn't feel hungry because it's a Jeev, so it wouldn't have feelings.
It won't have. Okay. Again, now my stomach is empty. I haven't eaten anything. Now who is feeling the hunger, the soul or the body?
Um, the soul.
Moments before you were saying that the body is hungry, body is in pain.
Yeah,
So let's arrive at this conclusion that all the feelings, all the pain, all the sufferings, and all the good feelings, happiness, bliss, these are felt by the soul, not the body.
yeah,
Body is just the collection of organs which transmits knowledge to our soul. So through these senses, we get to know whatever is happening around or within. But the work of feeling the pain or joy is the work of the soul. So now let's come back to the question again, Adi. Can you harm me or can I harm you, Adi?
Yes.
How? Hmm.
Well, no, because our
Just, let's try to make use these six attributes to back our answers. How can somebody harm me? Okay, how can somebody harm me? So there are very, very limited ways. They kill me directly. First thing, Astitva Gun says that sorry, that's not an option. You cannot kill anybody, you cannot destroy anybody. Okay, fine. So what I'll do, I'll snatch away some of your qualities. You're a very brilliant child, I'll take away your brilliance. Agru Lagutva Gun will say that sorry, that's even not a possibility. You cannot do that as well. Okay, fine. Then what I will do, okay, I'll choose the easy way. I'll tease you. Okay, and I'm teasing you. What am I doing to you? Am I taking anything from you? No. Am I hurting you in any way now? No. And yet it hurts when somebody teases you. So now I am willing to know that from where this hurt come. From where? I did see if somebody uses very strong words, somebody scolds you, okay? Why do we feel bad? I want to know the reason. Jia, if somebody scolds, why do we feel bad?
Is it they're like that it's our own feelings and it's how we react to someone else's like actions.
No, but why do we feel offended when somebody does not talk well to us?
Mm.
What is it? What is the reason? You know, if I scream at this wall, will it start crying? The tears will start coming out of this wall.
No, because
If I
it's
scream at my laptop, will it feel bad? It will say, okay, I'm not going to start now. I'm shutting down. Will it do something like that? No. So those words clearly do not have any potential. They are actually not worthy of doing anything, any harm to us, because they are totally, they carry no influence on other things. Out of 6 substances, those words, no matter of what quality they are, have only influence on one dravya, that is jiva. And that to not on not every jiva, right? So not everybody feels the same listening to those same words. So the same words generate different reactions from on different people, right? So clearly the words are not the reason, else the reaction should have been same, but it is not. Then if I'm heard or if I'm not heard with the same set of words, then what is the reason which creates this difference in the feeling? It's definitely not the words. So what the discussion on these 6 attributes tells us that, see, there is no reason that the suffering should exist in this world, because there is no threat to our existence, there is no threat to our immediate self, and there is nobody who can actually create any substantial harm. None of my qualities can be snatched away from me. They will never decay, or they'll never turn like they'll never rot, or they'll never die. All the qualities, the existence, and I'm always capable of doing what I can do, what I have been allotted to do. And I have my own shape, I have my own space to live in, and whatever happens to me is already being known by somebody, because I have prepared for good and somebody is knowing. So that one person is a constant check on whatever is happening with me. Correct? Yes or no? Yes. Because of these 6 attributes, I can conclude that there is no immediate threat to me, because Astitva Gun will sustain me. The Agru Lagutva Gun will ensure that even partly I'll not be hurt. All my attributes will remain intact. The Dravyatva and Vastutva Gun will ensure that I'll keep on doing the work that has been allotted to me. Pradeshatva Gun will always ensure that I have enough space to dwell, to keep myself with all my attributes, right? And the Prameyatva Gun is saying that, okay, don't worry, there is enough security. There is somebody with his Keval Gyan in whose knowledge you are there with all the things that you are doing, you have done, and you will ever be doing, right? So this whole world is actually a beautiful place where all these substances dance on their own existence, and none of these substance is threatened by the another. Isn't it a wonderful place now? Because there is no threat. If we just think about these six attributes, all our worries go away. How? Let's try to think. Let's discuss about it. See, so the last attribute that we call it Prameyatva Guna. Okay, what does Prameyatva Gun say? The Prameyatva Gun says that there is somebody who is constantly watching you. Means as Gyan. So that Gyan, so somebody's Gyan always, and that's how your existence is appreciated, that you are, you exist. Yes. Soham, so far, are you on the same page? Can you understand what I'm saying, Soham?
Yeah, I just didn't understand Proyekta that much.
Yeah. Okay. So now what I'm doing is, do I have a Prametva Gun or not? Let's say Anubhav also has a Prametva Gun. Anubhav has it. Fine. It means what? Let's divide time into three dimensions, three parts. One is the past, one is the present, one is the future. Okay. Okay. Let's think about ourselves. What do I know about my past? Do you know about do you remember Jia, Soha, Adi, all of us? Do we remember anything when we were in the womb of our mother? What we were doing there for 9 months?
No.
Anything? Any memories? Any clues? Mm, nobody. Nobody. Okay. So were we there or were we not? Hello. Hello, am I audible? Or there is an internet?
I think you're breaking up a little bit.
Okay, just a moment. Give me a moment. Can you hear me now? Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So now let's divide time into three parts: past, present, and future. So do we how like if I say I have been living this life of Anubhav for 30 years now. Apart from 30 years, for 9 months I was there in the womb of my mother, right? So actual age would be 30 years and 9 months. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct? You all can hear me, right? Because I think
Yeah.
there is problem in the internet. Yeah. So for 9 months, but I do not remember anything about it. But since I am a Jeev Dravya and I have a Pramet Gun ensures that somebody has that power, has access to all my past and all my future. Okay, that's what Pramet Gun means, correct? So there is somebody who knows about my past, who knows about my present, and who also knows about my future. Let's say, which day is going to be tomorrow? Like tomorrow, when you wake up, what is the day?
Monday.
Tomorrow is Monday. Are you sure? 100% sure? Was Monday, right? So see, so a little bit no matter how lame is that, but we know a little bit about future, right? I know that after 2 days there will be Tuesday. I can say that, okay, right now it's the month of February, and after 2 months, the month of April will start, right? Now, that's some sort of prophecy, but it will always come true, right? So we know a little bit about future. We know that things will work out. And I know that if it's 2022 year this time, the next year it would be 2023, right? And then I can tell that after 20 years, how old will I be? Correct? All these things. And then I can also tell you that on my 20th birthday, it was Tuesday or it was whatever day. But we can say these things. So now simply what Jain Acharyas have told us is that because of Prametva Gun, Adravya and its entire past, its present and its future can be known. So there is somebody today who exists and knows about what I am going to do in my future. Now, if I get to know that what I'm going to do when I grow up, what if Adi, you get to know that what you're going to become in your future? Will you be interested in knowing that fact, Adi? No. Why?
I don't want to know.
Yes.
I don't want to know my future because then I wouldn't. Once I
Hello.
know, I would probably it wouldn't happen. But I would know it happened.
It will happen whenever it will happen, but isn't it better to know about it beforehand so you're better prepared mentally for what will happen? No.
I don't want.
No, what if there comes a person who tells you that, okay, you know what, Adi, you're going to do this after 10 years? Will that not be really fascinating? But you know what? Whatever you're going to do after 10 years or 20 years or 40 years, it has been seen by somebody whom we call Sarvagya, whom we call omniscient. And therefore, it tells us that, okay, we all are on that manufacturing belt and we are just floating around this time. We think that we are doing things as we think. But to somebody who is looking at the greater, larger picture as an omniscient, as a Sarvagya Bhagwan, he sees that we are doing just as what is to be done. We're just doing what we are just in this whole process where, everybody is doing whatever that person is destined to do. And therefore, the worry in this whole setting becomes redundant. If I think what will happen tomorrow, I'm very worried about the exams, how many marks will I get? That worry is of no use because how many marks will you be getting was already known by the Sarvagya even before you were born. Because he could see everything in the future, all the exams you're going to write, all the marks that you're going to have, all the things that you're going to achieve in your life. Because of Prametva Guna, somebody has already known about it. And therefore, what Prametva Guna says is that it's stupid, it's full of wasting your time when we worry about future, when we worry about what will happen next, when we worry about that there is somebody who can create any harm to me, when we worry about what if I failed, what if I succeed, what if things did not go as I have planned. All these worry, they become redundant because they are of no use. And therefore, they also become punishable offense. Anything that is not required in this Vastu Vyavastha, in this great constitution, and if a person does it, it attracts penalty. Okay? What is the rule? So technically, if I go by these 6 attributes, there was no way that you could insult me. There was no way that you could harm me because my existence was undestructible. My attributes were intact. And yet you came and you yelled at me and you teased me, and now I'm crying. So this crying is the worry that somebody has hurt me, which is not possible, in this whole constitution. And thus it becomes punishable offense. And now this worry, this crying, this feeling bad, this hurt, it will attract the karmic bondage. The karmic influx will come now, will enter this space. You're seeing now, see, we're trying to make a world, okay, and how that world is going to function. So first we understood that if 6 substances have to work together, these are the 6 bare minimum things that they should have. What are these things? First, they'll have to exist to live together. Then they'll have their own share of responsibilities that they'll be doing. They should be self-capable of doing all those responsibilities. They'll have their own space. None of their qualities can be inter-exchanged. The qualities will remain intact, and there would be somebody who will be keeping a check on all this, so that we can conclude that, okay, this is how it is going to function, that none of the dravya is being mixed with another dravya. So these 6 attributes, they established a world order. This is how all the things are going to function. Okay, this is how all the things are going to function, is determined by these 6 attributes. But now, the smart one, the jiva, the very first substance, he chooses to work smartly. He chooses that, okay, not only I'll do the work of myself, I'll also ensure that everything over here works perfectly well. Now, what he's doing, already the world order is there, and he's trying to superimpose his own willingness, his own desires. He wants to superimpose those desires on this already well-established world order. So whenever I want to change something, I'm worrying. I'm either having some desire or some worry. And that automatically becomes, it's simply interrupting with the world order. An interruption in the world order is a punishable offense. And thus, that worry or that thought of changing the already existing laws attracts karmic influx, karmashraf, or karmic bondage. Understood what I'm saying? Did it make any sense? Yeah. Okay, Soham, you have a question. Yes, Soham.
Yeah, I just had a question. Is karma like real particles? Like
Your
are they
question is
particles?
that are karmas real particles? That way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
do
they
they
are.
really exist like any other
Yes,
particles?
yes. The karmas, they really exist. And the next chapter that we're going to enter is about karmas only. So in detail, we'll be learning about them. So the karmic dust, we call it karmic dust or karma vargana. In origin, in text, it is called karma vargana. If we translate it to language, it's called karmic dust. Okay. So what, in principle, it is said that this whole world, it has been, filled with karmic dust. Those are very small pudgal particles, matter particles. So the matter particles are of different types. So you have sun rays. The sun rays are also pudgal matter particles. The shadow that we have because of sun rays, the shadow that we can see of our body, that again is matter particle. The liquid, water, oil, that is again a matter particle. The wooden log, the cement, buildings, furniture, these are also the matter particles. So the matter particles have different qualities, different attributes, and they all create the variety in this world. So one of the kind of the matter particles is called karma. There is a separate school of karma of matter particles which react differently. Just like our body is made up of what? Skin. We have bones, flesh, blood, right? All these things, the body is made up of that. So all these particles that create body, they are called ahar vargana in text. We call it ahar because we eat, and all those nutrients and all the vitamins that we have, they create this body. So that's Ahar Vargana. So the bodies are made by Ahar Vargana. So it's a specific kind of material in which the matter transforms itself and it creates the body. But then when you say that you can hear me, right? Can you hear me right now? So you're hearing, but can you see the words that I am saying? No, you cannot see them. You can listen to them, but they fall on your eardrum, right? So they have, if the words are spoken in a huge room, then you can listen to the echo, right? The words come back to you, right? So the echo, it means that they have physical existence and they have accidents. They just come back to you if you say. So if I say aloud, then it might irritate a bit on your eardrums. It may not fall well. So clearly these shabdas are also pudgal. So they are made up of what kind of material? They are called shabd vargana. So there is a different material of pudgal that makes shabdas, the sound. It's called shabd vargana. There is a different material of pudgal which makes the bodies. It's called ahar vargana. Similarly, there is a different kind of pudgal particle which makes the thoughts. We call it manovargana. So we have a man, which like you're sitting right now over here and you just had a memory of the picnic you went with your family when you were small, right? So out of nowhere we were talking about it, and that memory has just come up. From where did it come? So that man is constantly printing that reel and it is showing you. So that is manovargana. The man functions and it takes you to different memories, right? Similarly, there is specific school of Pudgal which translates to karmas. It produces karma. So that karmic dust, just like the sound cannot be perceived by the eyes, but it is a Pudgal. Similarly, the karmas cannot be perceived by the eyes or the microscopic equipments that we have, but because it's very minute Pudgal, but it is again matter. It has particles. So we have karmic particles that are attached to a soul. On their maturity, they come, they bring themselves to fruition, and then they give different kind of fun or the fruits to jivas. Okay, so we'll be talking about it in detail later on when we start the chapter on karma.
Yeah.
Okay, now first we are trying to figure out how did the karmas come in the first place. Why do we need karmas? That's the question. So the whole universe, it works on the principle of reciprocation. It says that you do something, then there will be the repercussion of that particular action which will follow you. So if I yell at you, if I do something bad to you, not necessarily that you are going to do something bad to me. That's not, you may be a good person. You might forgive me, right? If I did something wrong to you, you're a good person, you're kind, you forgive me. So it's not necessary that you will be avenging that particular sin that I have committed to you. But yes, because I have done that bad deed, some bad repercussions I've sent out. I've instructed, I've programmed the karmas to bring something back to me. So if somebody does some sort of a sin or some sort of a good deed, some sort of a bad thing or a good thing happens to that person. So it's every action has equal and opposite reaction. That is the common physical law. When we talk this law in the sense of emotions, every thought has some sort of reaction which can be deviated using the deviation of the thoughts. So if I did something really bad, okay, and it attracted really bad karmas to my soul, but then later I regret doing it. I say sorry, I ask for apology, and I really think that I'm not going to repeat it. I resolve not to repeat that particular mistake. Now, what I have done, I have acknowledged my mistake and I've done something to undo it. So automatically, the karma that was attracted at that time with that intensity, it will start to loosen its intensity. It will, the outcome that might come when that karma comes to the fruition, It will not with the same intensity that it will hurt me as I have committed that thought. So yes, the reaction need not be equal and opposite, but for each and every thought which is outside this mundane order, which is outside this world order as made by these 6 attributes, automatically the karma is going to come. So how it's going to function? So simple. We'll have very simple rules for this. What I'll say that what will become the reason for the karmas to come? It would be very simple. We can write down a few rules, and we can conclude that okay, if somebody does it, the rules will be violated, and then there would be punishment. One substance cannot do the work of another. Why? Can you tell me the one substance cannot do the work of another?
Because every substance has a property, and
Very good, excellent. Because every substance has their own work, Vastuttva gun, and they have the capability to do their own work. So when everybody is doing their own work, where is the scope of doing somebody else's work? Correct? So there is no scope in this world that, I help you. There will never be a substance who will be approaching you, telling you to help it, because they all know how to do their jobs. So therefore, if a person tries to meddle with this and say, okay, I'm going to change the world for better, that person is a sinner now because he's trying to do something that has already been done. Okay, can you bring autumn whenever it pleases you? Can you bring spring whenever it pleases you? Can you make the clouds rain? Can you make the sun shine as per your will? Can you tell the moon to go blank today, and then next day you want it to be full moon? Can you order it to do that? What can you do? Can you rotate the earth? What do we actually do? What do we do? Exactly. Okay, let's forget about everybody else. Adi, do you want to grow up quickly? No. Adi has only one constant answer, no. But yes, when I was small, I used to see all these cricketers and players playing so well, and I was this small. So I used to think, okay, why can I not stretch my body up, and then I can also get to play? Can we fast forward our own growth? Okay, do your parents, do they help you grow? Jia, do your parents help you grow? Yeah,
Well,
you're
you can
not
only
sure.
grow by yourself because you're the one who's growing, not your
Yeah,
parents.
exactly. So if I say that my parents have raised me, so it's not that in 10 years they have raised me to 20 years, right? They have raised me or I have raised myself. In 10 years, I'll be 10 years old. Then what contribution my parents had in this? So we all assume that, okay, just because you're living with me and I'm providing you food and I'm looking after you, that doesn't mean that you're helping in any way in my own growth, because I myself am doing this. If I do not like my nose, okay, it's so long, can I do something about it? Can I instruct my body? I can take some sort of cosmetic surgery, I can do that, but without doing it, can I instruct my body? Why do I need to approach a doctor to change my nose? Isn't it stupid? It's my nose, right? I should be able to dictate how I want to appear to this world. It's my appearance. Karma says, okay, hello, I'm approaching you, you've called me. Because what you're doing is you're trying to change a, a substance which is not you. This is Pudgal. It knows what it has to do. So it will grow on its own sequence. So a body, it will take its own course. So a 12-year boy will look different. A 20-year boy will look different. A 80-year boy will look different. And the body knows just what kind of texture to use on the skin in different years. If I'm worrying about how will I look when I am 60, then that's stupid. And that is a ground potent enough to attract, to invite the karmas. So the first rule that comes in is one substance cannot do the work of another. And if I say, oh, I'm going to change the world for better, if that happens, very well. But what is going to happen for sure is that you're going to be changed by the karma for the better. The karma is surely going to come after you to teach you the lesson that, okay, before changing others, change yourself, change your perception, change your belief. So in Jainism, when one person tries to change another, it's called mithyatva. It's called the wrong belief. I think I can make you learn Jainism. Can I make you learn Jainism? Can I teach you? Am I teaching you? Am I or am I not? Adi is not sure. So, what is your view?
You're helping us learn, but we're learning.
Yes, yes. If I help you learn, then the things that I speak must sound the same to all of you. But one sentence is taken in another perception by Jia, another perception by Adi, and Soham, you know it very differently. So therefore, I'm not teaching you, you're learning it by yourself. There is one teacher in the class and there are 30 students, and every student's mark sheet has different marks. So the teacher has taught different things to different children? No, the children did it themselves. We all do our own growth on our own. A person cannot influence another. So whoever thinks that I am going to change the other, he commits a punishable crime, and it involves karmic influx. Similarly, there is second rule: all substances are equal. So if I, and for which we can say all souls are equal as well. Again, who thinks, okay, I'm superior, I'm bigger, I'm more important, that person again falls into the trap of karma. So just think about all these things. There are more principles to it. We'll continue with those principles in the next class. But for today, we have one very important principle. One substance cannot do the work of another. And therefore, doing the thought to change somebody else in itself is an invitation to the karma that, oh karma, please come and punish me. So therefore, these 6 substances, they become the world order, and we deviate from these 6 substances, these 6 attributes, and do as it pleases to our own limited understanding. And that becomes our faults, that becomes our crime. And then that opens the doors for the karmas to come and bond us. Okay, so we'll be starting with a new chapter. So the 6 common attributes chapter is done with. And now looking at the making the rules from these 6 attributes, we'll be entering the chapter of 8 karmas in the next class. If you have any questions, any doubts, think about it. If you can, or if you want to ask it right now, you can ask right now, or you can think about it over the week. You can share it on the group and we'll take up those questions. But think about all these things, okay? Okay, chalo, we'll quickly have Chinmani Stuti. निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए छिन्नवाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है, उसके लिए छिन्नवाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है. 9 times नमोकार मंत्र. द्वादशां में चिन्वाणी मात नो जय हो. जय जितेंद्र. Thank you.
Jai
Jai
Jinendra.
Jinendra.